I'm Dorothy Mullen. This little video series is called Dying Doris Way, Radically Real Spiels on the End of Life. In this one, I want to talk about actual end-of-life planning. You may think this a little bit anal, but I have actually created a notebook on everything I need to do in order to help me and my loved ones avoid unnecessary pain, unwanted life extension, unnecessary confusion, and expense towards the end of life. Because if you don't plan ahead for this, it is painful, confusing, and potentially very expensive if you don't get this right. So, me being me, I figured out how to do all this. I'm on the internet and I'm talking to attorneys and I'm talking to financial planners, and I partnered up with somebody, Leslie Rowley, at an organization called Hereafter Partners, and said, well, now that I figured out how to do this, I want to create an event at the Princeton Public Library on end-of-life planning. So we did, and like within 48 hours, 175 people had signed up, and when it was this huge, beautifully attended event where we had the financial planner, the attorney about the wills, the medicinal marijuana doctor, the funeral alliance guy, and just put it all together in one nice little package for which we can give you the link. And here are the basics. I have created this notebook with, of course, a table of contents with everything you need to know legally to do with lawyers, medically to do, for me that meant mostly what you need to do so that you don't get a whole lot of treatment that you don't want, and you do get the kind of treatment you want, assuming that you're not always able to speak for yourself. And then the financial stuff. And just to give you an example, once I knew, and this is the gift of cancer over something like a stroke or a heart attack. I was given time to plan. I knew that death was imminent, and so I was able to go into planning mode, which, considering how German I am, was really a huge gift. So I told the fellow who helped me put my retirement package together what I wanted, and he did some restructuring and saved me $18,000 right away just by structuring things a little bit different, because let's face it, with a diagnosis like mine, I'm not going to need all that money I've saved up for retirement. So we're going to do things a little bit differently. Just as important as the medical, the financial, and the legal things were, how do you get your family members to engage in real conversations? How do you have the conversations that will help them later avoid regret and remorse? So I have designed in my mind a cycle or a circle with portals of entry into the death conversation, or if you prefer the more genteel version, the portals of entry into end-of-life planning. I think that as I develop this, we'll do another video to help people figure out, how can I start the conversation with the people who will be taking care of me? How can parents or children start the conversation with maybe an ailing, aging, or terminal person who hasn't done, for example, in the worst case scenario, a will yet? How do we get those conversations started?